What was the worst boss that either of us have ever progressed? Okay, so I think for most people, I think the answer would be Stone Legion Generals because of its like weird cast sequence, the boss bugging out, stuff like that. But for me, I actually quite enjoyed Stone Legion Generals in that way because it was one of the bosses where raid leaders specifically had just a massive impact by memorizing how the cast sequence would work. Like if you followed your DBM or bigwigs or whatever, it was going to be wrong. You had 4 things that could happen, but you could just memorize which one of those things was going to happen and then have a massive impact. So it was like a game within a game kind of for me. And my time on Stone Legion, I felt like I had a large impact. Therefore, I was kind of having a lot of fun. I think the popular answer of Stone Legion for me specifically, I didn't hate my time on Stone Legion, except for the, man, when you would wipe because you pushed a phase a few seconds early. So the phase was infinitely harder, or the boss would just spawn, you know how you AoE down the dudes with the shields? Like sometimes the boss would spawn 3 and sometimes it would just be 6 and it would just completely random whether the NPC did its job or not. Like that was really frustrating. But I don't know if you have another boss that sticks out to you as like, holy shit, this boss stinks.
I don't know. It's kind of hard because some of these bosses, like it's not like if you didn't progress it that much, like lengthwise, did it have enough time to get to you that the boss is not good?
Yeah, if you killed the shittiest boss in the world in 5 pulls, you're never going to think about it again because it died in 5 pulls. Yeah.
So for that reason, I'm not sure. Like I think if they had made Skarn really hard, I think I would have hated that boss. Let's say, for example, I think that boss, at least because I played that boss as well. I mean, not that much, but I did not think it's a cool boss just overall. I think what saddens me a bit is I think they're, again, with the looking at what is in that room, I think they could have made a way better boss, let's say. But I think it was, I don't know, I don't know. I didn't enjoy it. Like ads that are going around kind of like headless chicken, that already I think is pretty shitty for my taste. Yeah, I don't know. But that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't say that it took too long to kill it, so it was not. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, is there like a standout one?
The only bosses that stand out to me are, it's kind of unfair for the boss at least, because they're just all bosses that were bugged. Like the least fun a boss is ever to progress is if a boss is impossible and you're waiting on it to be nerfed, or bugged to where in either other ways you just can't progress it. So like Razageth was just a terrible progression experience personally.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Ashara P3 was just zero fun. But like, do you blame the boss for that? Like if the boss wasn't bugged, you'd have a totally different opinion of it. But I mean, that also happened. So yeah, I don't know. I just think it's just like bosses that are bugged basically.
Yeah, I think so as well. Like, I mean, design-wise, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I definitely remember not liking my time in Stone Legions, but at the same time, I was playing Hunter, and I think, you know, playing with the, what was it called? The thing you put on the ground? Like the blue circle? I forgot the name even. Like the Night Fae ability. Wild Spirits?
Oh, Wild Spirits, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, you know, a little bit pumping.
There's actually one I can think of, but it also involves the tuning. But I absolutely loved Nexus Princess Kaiveza right up until the point that we swapped to one tanking it. That was fucking miserable. Like that boss would have been such an S tier banger all-time boss for me, but where you one tanked and if anyone died in the first 3 minutes, you just had to reset it, was just so not fun.
I think that definitely is the case. On that boss, and also I think the fact that healers could be picked, I think it was also bullshit.
Oh yeah,
right.
Kind of the same
you
thing.
have guys, 2 healers got it. You know, watch out, and it's just like, I don't know, this kind of annoying RNG. I mean, a similar thing. Oh, I guess I could say this. I mean, I like the boss. I guess I don't know. It's weird. Like once you pull the boss a lot, I remember having that feeling of like it also gets affected if you got a wall first on it, right? But I remember I was so mad at Avatar back in the day.
Oh, okay.
It was overtuned like crazy, or I wouldn't say like crazy, but yeah, like the last phase was crazy like again raid damage, unavoidable raid damage basically, and you had the healers being able to be picked with the tornado knockup, whatever it was called. Yeah, but somehow like if you ask me, bro, what do you remember about that boss? I mean, I remember killing it and being fucking hyped when we kill it. But I definitely was also a lot of times miserable. I think progressing that fight, it was brutal, man. Especially, bro, when you got hit with a dagger of another person, like just sliced across the room. Oh my god, dude. That was
a very
crazy.
tilting death. Yeah, I mean, the most tilting thing that happened this tier was definitely the Mugsy bomb bug. Which
yeah, actually, I want to ask you about this. I was instantly seeing this boss. I thought first of all this boss was gonna get reworked. I thought they're gonna pull a silken cord on us.
What do you mean after PTR?
Didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they did kind of. I mean, they went back and forth between like 1 jail to 4 to like whatever, and then we saw the last phase in PTR, and using the good old rings, and then we saw the like cast sequence, and we're like, bro, this is so fucking easy. There's like nothing happening, right? They're gonna change this for sure, and then ended up being basically the exact same cast sequence, or like. Similar thing, but I mean, you just add the raid damage. They just made the raid damage crazy, and that alone just makes anything hard. But they, it was. I mean, do you remember what it was before we even tested it? The like fire tornado.
Yeah. So you had like the idea was, I mean, maybe this is like a paint situation. I don't know if the viewers can follow this. It's fine, but basically. Going from, I don't remember which side to which, but let's say if you went from the left side to the right, you wanted to do that in pairs. So because after, I don't know what it was, after 30 seconds, let's say, a random number, you would drop tornadoes that basically suck you in. Kind of like the Kiveza, like black holes, right? Like they would suck you in. So you would want people to switch at the same time in pairs and then counter each other by putting the tornadoes, I guess, one north, one south. So then you get sucked equally, and you kind of chill in the middle.
Yeah.
That was on going from left to right. Then going from right to left, you wanted to go one by one, because at the end of your debuff, again, I think it was 1 minute, you would explode and hit anyone that was on the same elevation as you. So there was 2 solutions to this. Either you would just jump, which most likely would be the case, or you would go to the stairs at the entrance when that debuff was about to expire. Oh yeah, so
or you
I think that was the logic. I mean,
you could soak a mine too and like be in the air, but yeah, the
sure, yeah,
it was basically Sisters of the Moon, but second to last boss, where when you swap sides of the room, which you have to do at a certain point to not wipe, it just does. I think that boss would have been fucking. I'm glad they moved away from that. That would have been but
yeah, I think that was a bit overcooked. But I will say, I remember from the very first testing we did in that fight, I saw the mines and I knew this mechanic is I'm not gonna like this mechanic, yeah. And sadly, I can't say that I ended up liking it. It's just, to me, it felt pretty bad that in the end, the solution is, you just walk into them and blow them up and then soak it. I thought they were going to try to do a bit something more interesting where...
You kite them, right? You kite them into a spot, you root them, and then you like use them to break the jails. That's what we were doing.
Yeah, but then you get rewarded by not taking damage when you break them with other means.
Yeah.
Like either with hitting a wall or with using the boss's abilities or something, you get somehow rewarded for that. But because there was no reward for doing anything smart, it just ended up being, we'll just have Paladin just bubble and go and blow them up one by one. It turned out that, I mean, this was the big thing, let's say, for the fight in terms of the heal check and the coordination check and all that. But to me, just felt... I don't know. You have this randomness as well of where the soaks will be every time you blow up a mine. I mean, the bug
that was
also
okay.
Didn't help,
I just the bug for me was really weird. Once you like see it, the fact that it's desynced and you just run into the back of where the mine was coming from and you'll hit it. Like the solution isn't that bad. It's very frustrating, but it's like, not that bad. But like, how did they didn't fix it? Because like, okay, I thought they were gonna fix it after we killed it. I'm glad they didn't, but they didn't even fix it. Bro, is it fixed now? Did they ever fix it? I don't think so. So that makes me think that they actually couldn't fix it. And that to me is fascinating. Like when you guys killed it, when the week rolled around and they did a couple Mugsy nerfs, I'm going to be like, okay, they fixed there's going to be a patch note, like fix the location of the mines once they become CC immune or something like that. The fact that they never fixed it means they gave up on it, or they like actually could not figure out how to do it. And that was really strange.
Yeah, I don't know why they can't fix it. It must be some real broken code in there. I don't know. It must be like some crazy stuff. I hope at least they've tried to fix it, surely, and they just don't seem to be able to. But yeah, it's not a good experience, of course. But I don't know. I'm a little bit more alone on this take. But I always thought that the Mugsy, it seemed again that maybe they wanted to do. I mean, clearly they wanted to do something else, and they took it away. But it felt a little bit uninspired in the end. Like, yes, there was this idea, oh, should we start on the right or the left? But then they make it that you always have to switch at the end. Like, there's no thinking of like, oh, we're gonna switch sides early for XYZ reason. There's no such decision making. So you always have to squeeze it, you know, like this. That's the best thing. And then, yeah, I just was expecting a lot more looking at the initial mechanics. I thought there's gonna be like a lot of interactions between the abilities and more precise placements of everything, and it's going to be some crazy execution thing. But in the end, I think it was a large portion of it was down to the healing of just the raw dot damages plus just soaking those mines.
Yeah, it just became became like a Kurog type fight where it's just like a can you heal through this amount of damage thing, which I do think fights like that are cool. I know, like, if you talk to healers, like, healers love fights like that. But yeah, definitely Mugsy could have been a little cooler, I think. It's also like there's so many ways this boss could have went. Like, they could have really cooked with a Sisters of the Moon-esque two sides of the room second to last boss thing. It ended up being really hard, but it's just like the last phase. Like, the last phase is just crazy hard. But also, we would have killed it, I think, a bit earlier. I know you guys would have as well. With no bug. Bug was definitely... I was about to pull my fucking hair out.